Hi guys, hope you're all good and well. I am Bongolwethu Harmans. So yeah, let's talk. Let's talk man podcast. I remember I said to you guys that we will bring guests and all that, but now we just want to give you an intro. We just want to give you, for you to have like a full picture on what we're going to be doing and on what we are going to talk about. So now, at this point, I'm just going to give you sort of like a short clip. Basically, I want to talk about what is a man, right? Because I think this is one thing I really want to emphasize on, and one thing that me also as a man, I want to really deeply know about it. So I was sitting down and I was asking myself that what is a man? Because if you think about it, like being a man, you know that there are responsibilities that you need to do, right? So for an example, you know that as a man, you need to provide, right? So now when you talk about providing, what type of providing? Because it's a broad thing. It's a very broad thing. Because now, come to think about it, provision is not only finance only. Because whether as a man, you need to have money, you need to be able to provide for your family, you need to make sure that everyone at home is fine. But also we ignore the most important part. Being a man also is knowing where you are coming from, is knowing how things are made at your own family in terms of like your culture, right? And spirituality. Because you need to understand that there's another thing that I always say, that I would love to say religion is something that is a prediction, right? But spirituality is something that reveals. It shows you what's going to happen, when and how. But it's a talk for another day, right? So I was asking myself now, when you're talking about this provision that you need to provide, how many things can you provide as a man? Because if you think about it, you definitely the most important one now, if you looking at it in a worldly way, you need to have money, you need to be able to provide for your family. But also there are other factors, like as a man, you need to know how things are done at home, like in terms of like your culture, in terms of like your amasiko, the way you do ceremonies, like in terms of like how do you now make sure that you connect yourself with your ancestors, right? You connect yourself with ancestors. But also now, that's why I'm saying that being a man is too deep. It's not just these other things, like where you have to be able to provide, buying groceries, taking care of your kids, taking care of yourself, taking care of everyone and all that. But the most part that I really want to emphasize on and talk about mostly is the spiritual part. So you will ask yourself why I'm saying that is the spiritual part, right? That is because everything that happens in the world, it has to happen first spiritually, right? So what do I mean? So for an example, as a man, you need to know how to slaughter. Why are they slaughtering at home? Why are we slaughtering the goat now? Why are we slaughtering the cow now? What benefits and what are the things that you're going to gain from that? And what is the impact of that? For an example, bathi ngesixhosa umzi ngumzi ngokuziwa, right? So what does that mean? So umzi ngumzi ngokuziwa is basically meaning to say that for a home to be a home, there needs to be a connection. So what type of connection? So that connection, it is connected to ancestors. I'm sorry to those who don't believe in ancestors. I'm just putting a disclaimer out there, but I'm just gonna say what I have to say. So it's all up to you if you want to take it or not, right? So for a home to be protected, it has to start spiritually. So why spiritually? So that because people who have passed away now and on the other side of the world, they are very strong in terms of powers and all that. I've seen that, I've experienced that. So I'm not talking about something that I don't know, or I'm talking about the myth and all that, right? So it's something that I've seen and I'm experiencing it and all that. But now, in a way that now, if the spiritual part is very connected and is well, that's the first phase of being a man. And you ask yourself, what do you mean? For you to be a man, you can provide and all, but you need to understand that provision, that money and all that, where are the roots and where everything is coming from, right? That's why now nowadays we're talking about some Samo and all that. So from Samo is good and everything is well, the provision will just continue. Well, you'll just get things out of nowhere, and you won't even understand how and all that. But if umsamo is not good, you will feel like, oh, uloyiwe, you call it, what do you call it? Yeah, uloyiwe, or mabiwichile and all that stuff, right? And that's what we say in our days and all that. But if you really dig deep and really understand that part, you will be able to understand where you're coming from. You will be able to understand that why are we doing some certain rituals and what are the purposes of those rituals, right? So the minute ancestors come to your house and the minute now they start protecting the home, that's when now you'll have a strong foundation as a man. So the minute you have a strong foundation as a man, you have won. You have won in everything. The minute you have that foundation, you know that you are protected, and whatever that you do, you'll always be guided. You'll always be given some guidance of some sort, right? So that's the most key important thing. When you know the spirituality part, and knowing that, okay, when we're slaughtering a cow, why are we slaughtering it for? When we're doing a goat, why are we slaughtering a goat? Why are we hosting this ceremony and all that, right? So if you can understand that part, then you have won in everything, because I do believe that. But it's a thing of, it's too deep. It's even more than me as a person who is standing here and talking about this thing, but it's really more than me. But I just want to sort of like just give you a hint or a clue or how it is or where things start, right? Because you know that being a man is actually very deep. It's actually very deep, because the things that you need to, things that are transferred to you, and the things that you as a man, you need to carry them forward at your home, even though your grandparents and your they didn't do back then, but now all of that will be transferred to you. It'll be your duties and all that. But we know that we have people, that's why we have now the chosen ones and all the people who have gifts and all that, because it started very back at the end. That's why I'm saying that being a man, if you can understand the part of spirituality, you have won with everything. Because if you understand how things transform and things how they transpire, or why there's a stagnant in this whatever, why there's a blockage there and all that, you will be able to live a life that is very well. And some people probably will come and say to you that, oh, unenyoka and all that, right? So if you can understand that part, that's the most important part about being a man. If you understand spirituality, then the other things, I think the other things, you will build on them and all that. So once you understand spirituality, then it's cool, because you need to know that, okay, now these are how things are done. And once the background is proper and is very strong and solid, everything is possible in life. You can get wherever you want to go and be who you want to be, right? And also, let's talk about now, there's also the part of money, right? Finance is the big thing. As a man in the world, finance is a big thing. You need to be able to have money. You need to be able to provide. And also, being a man is to be able to take care of everyone in the home. But as I've said that, I'm not gonna talk about everything. I'm just gonna talk about the one that I do believe that, even with me, myself as a person, I do believe that it's a background. It's the root of everything. Once you understand the root, the leaves will just pop. They will just pop. The minute the tree has the root, the minute the roots are strong on the tree, you understand that the more the tree grows, that's when now you will have your leaves and all that. But for you to get those leaves, the roots have to be strong. So for you to get what you want, the roots have to be strong, right? So I always say that now, spirituality, it reveals everything. It reveals some things, right? So once you understand that part, everything will be fine, and but there will be challenges, because in life there are complexities and all that. So, but there will be challenges. But one thing I can say to you, that once you understand that part, everything, the other ones will come around, right? Because being a man, you need to understand that being a man, you need to be able to provide. You need to be able to take care of your family. You need to be able to protect your family. But how can you protect your family when you, as a man, you don't even know the spiritual part on how you can make sure that there's a strong background, there's a strong defense in whatever that is happening in your house? In some places they don't even slaughter, and I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I'm not. It's what they want. It's what they're doing and all. So that's why I'm saying that being a man is very deep, and also in a way that once you understand spirituality, you will understand everything, right? So yeah, something like that. So As you understand that, everything will be fine. And then now you talk about that, oh, also it sort of like encompasses a lot of things being a man, right? You need to have money. You need to be able to take care of your family. You need to work, right? The standards that you need to meet and all of that thing now, you'll have your depressions and all that, and which is, this is something that is something else. But now the question is, what is a man? Does it only mean that we need to provide only? Or we just take care of our family and we protect our family? What are the other things? How can we master the other things? So I'm saying that being a man is very deep and a lot of things that we can talk about. But as time goes, as I said, that we will have guests at Let's Talk Men podcast. But that's what I wanted to say, guys. That this is what I wanted to talk about. That being a man is very deep and it's even deeper than what I thought. Because I used to think that if you can provide and all that, but do you understand even the money that you're getting? Where is it coming from? Do you understand why you're working? Do you understand why you're running away from other things? Do you understand why how much are you protected? Do you understand why you're still alive when you're supposed to be dead last year or whatever? So it's very deep, but it starts with spirituality. If you can understand that. But I'm not here to force everyone to say that you need to understand spirituality and all that, but it starts there. It starts there. Your blessings and all that, it starts there. But as I said, that we're not going to be forcing people that they don't believe in spirits and they don't believe in ancestors and all that. So, but I'm just here to just give that clarity and to say that there's a lot that we need to learn. Even me, I'm so young, I understand that, but there's a lot that I'm learning. And being a man, it requires a lot. But thank you guys, we'll talk about these things. We need to have this knowledge. Because the more you know is when you'll be able to do better. And when you do better, everything will be fine. Thank you guys.